it's always about finding a place where you can sit properly. Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome back. The summer has passed. It was very warm. We have had some heavy rain showers over the last days, so the forest floor is not wet but damp. And today I wanted to make the next episode of Meet My Makers. And today I'm going to tell you about some axes. So if you're not into that, this might not be the video for you. But if you are, I'm going to head to camp, get a fire going to get the mosquitoes away, sit down, crack open a beer, and talk axes with you for a period of time. So if you're up for it, join me. If not, see you on the next one. But I'm still going, so I'll get going and see you later. The sun is just peeking through the trees. It's a beautiful day. So what I was telling you about, can you see all the ripples? This is pine or spruce stuff, rippled by water, running all the way down here, carving a path through the forest. It's a lot of rain. Dips. So, this is always something new, and something when you're camping in Denmark you can expect. Someone was here. There are kindling material on the ground, poorly chosen. My stump has been moved and my table plate has been moved back. This was hidden behind a tree, so someone has been here. They didn't light a fire, so maybe it was just kids, I don't know. They tried to put something together on the fireplace, but it hasn't been lit. So not mad, just noticing that someone has found this place. But they didn't break anything, they didn't cut any ropes, they didn't kick anything. I figured they just gathered some twigs and put some of them on the fireplace. It hasn't been lit or anything, so no harm, no foul. Denmark is a small country, and we are all in the rights to enjoy this beautiful forest, but nothing is missing, nothing is broken. That I am glad. Cheers. It's very dense here, very dense. The humidity is very high, but just to cool down, I'm saving a bit of that for later, because I want to tell you about one of my makers. I have done these episodes before, and this, I repeat, is not about me bragging about gear. I purchase gear, I sell gear, I trade gear, I just enjoy axes. So I have a few, some of them are very special, and so are these. Where did it begin? It started on Instagram. I saw an axe, a post with an axe on it, looked good. I saw who had the post. I opened his account, and I was mesmerized. I was hypnotized, and I was fascinated, because in the UK there's a man called Sam. He runs, if I'm going to pronounce this right, I'm gonna need my phone. I won't mess this up, so bear with me. Just a second. Sam runs the Axe and Edge Tool Company. I had it right, but I was not gonna say it until I knew for sure. But he runs the Axe and Edge Tool Company, and Sam, he does axes. And if you've seen some of my previous videos, I don't know a lot about axes. I know something, but I'm fascinated by the way these tools are both made, shaped, grind, and hung on a piece of wood. So this was in the beginning of the Corona, back in February or March, I think, and I had just, from one of my axe guys in Denmark, picked up a very cheap head. Some of you may recognize the profile. This is a German-made head, from the Ox Head brand. This is a bit beat up, but this is part of the axe. This is an Ox Head Eltis, and in Danish terms, this, due to its profile and cutting ability, is made to cut pine and spruce trees. It is very thin, but with a nice edge. This is like a knife with a rocket attached to it. It has an oddly shaped head. If you think of an ox and you think of the foot of an ox, this shape has similar shape. This is like the foot, or the foot of an ox or a cow. But I spoke to Sam. and I said, I have this and this, would you like to try and build a handle for it? And he was like, ship it. I did. Took 5 or 6, 7 days. He had it, and then we started talking, and I realized that Sam knows what he does, because shaping a handle like this that flows with the body, that I can swing with 2 hands, use with one, big and chunky on the top so my hand can grab it, perfect grain orientation, if it will focus. I'm not sure it will, but it has. Laminated oak palms well, that just grips like nothing else. This is not going anywhere. And hung. I don't remember the wedge type, Sam, but something English, I think I remember. And a nice metal wedge. And this is perfect. This is absolutely hung perfect. If you look at the mushroom effect on the top, just look. And if you're an axeman, you know. That one, with proper maintenance and oiling, will never go away. Never. So, I'm sad to say, Sam, I haven't had a sheath made up for this yet, but it's in the works. So it's a bit difficult putting it in the backpack. I used the cardboard sheath that you made, and a towel around it, putting in my pack, so I won't cut up the pack. But the Iltis, bushcraft size axe. Intermission. So the axe came. I haven't had much time to test it because due to the corona and the COVID-19 it's difficult to be many places in Denmark. So due to that, but before that, even before that, I purchased a Liam Hoffman white oak handle, 24 inches. The grain orientation, if you know Liam Hoffman, is flawless. And I didn't have a head. So a buddy of mine from the States called Kyle had a head. And this is a true temper head with a gun blue surface on it. A true temper. I think it's called Forest Fire Service head. This is a boy's axe size head on a 24 inch handle. And I asked Sam, could you put this together, because when the head arrived it had grooves inside, and the hickory and the oak handle was shaped a bit too big for the eye. And I was actually going to do it myself with a small carving knife, a small evening project, but when I saw this, I figured I'm not gonna be able to do this properly. So once again, I wrote to Sam saying I have this and this, and he said it's gonna cost you this and that. If you want prices regarding access or something, write Sam, he knows. Some projects are special, some projects are a bit more easy for him, but talk to him regarding prices, because it's gonna vary depending on the job and the handle. But when it came back, it was like it was meant to be. The handle, of course, is Liam Hoffman, so it's made for people who knows how to use an axe. But what impressed me was this. It's hung just as beautiful as the Iltis, but the way he tapered the head in and the way it's wedged and placed in regarding to handle geometry and grain orientation is just flawless. And this is like you wouldn't even believe. When my buddy Kyle, he sent it was razor sharp, and Sam told me he just tweaked the edge just a tiny bit, and it's scary. It's beyond scary. I wish I had a piece of a page from a phone book I could show you, but axes from the UK, and even though I have one more project in the works. I'm not gonna tell you about it because that project deserves a whole video just devoted to that. But it's an axe, and Sam is hanging it for me. A special axe. But that story for another time, boys and girls. I love these little spiders. You can't see it, but it's so tiny. My son used to be afraid of spiders, big ones. So we have these at home as well. It's the size of a freckle, and we call them Tobias. I don't know why, because when a spider is named Tobias, it's not dangerous. Very small and completely harmless. But Tobias lives in these forests as well. I'm gonna put him down. So I had a few sips of beer, and normally not even half one, but I am going to show you what this can do. And I have not yet thrown this at a tree standing. I took some test swings on a piece of dead or fallen tree here in the beginning of the forest a few weeks back. I have permission to be here, so it's not a problem, but today I figured we have to throw this at a tree. We just have to. I have been rambling on about axes and the way they are hung for almost 13 minutes, so let's go throw this at something. So what we have here is an opportunity to swing an axe. And I'm gonna sit down, take my time, nothing fancy, firm strokes, keeping my distance to the tree. I'm kneeling down because I'm cutting the tree low. How much do you reckon? Under 10, I think. The big one is for another trip. That is solid, dense oak. Yes, it has a crack, and I'm going to use that crack because there's nothing magical about this. This is just splitting firewood. But I want to give this a try because normally I don't split firewood like this. This piece I'm saving for a long fire to come in the winter time. But let's see what we can do. I missed the crack. Missed it again. That part I hit it. Missed it again. But that's what it's all about. That is some dense wood. Man, oh man. through. That is dense firewood. Period. Nothing. Still sharp as a whistle, flawless. The oak handle flows very well, but the hang, Sam, thanks buddy. So, from one axe enthusiast to some of you who's watching, thanks for joining me today. I'm not gonna finish the video doing whatever I'm gonna do, because I'm gonna finish my beer, have a quick meal, a sip of coffee, sit, enjoy the nature, and go home and burn these massive logs. Given that this profile is very slim, just like a Gränsfors Bruks axe. It's not supposed to split this. It's not supposed to hit it once and just throw it apart. If I had brought my Vetterlings Hudson Bay axe, has a steep wedge profile, that would have torn this to pieces in half the strokes, I believe. But whatever happens, happens. And the best axe for you is the one you carry in your backpack. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.